Hey, we're supposed to get some sort of a disclosure this month as it pertains to extraterrestrial life and visits from ETs and interactions with ETs. And I think it's worthwhile for all of us to be very cautious about buying into any of the narratives that might be presented to us. Because there's so many vested interests in preserving the status quo, and in on the part of governments presenting us with a notion that lets them get off scot-free, where they can just say, well, we don't know what they are, they're so advanced, my goodness, they've just kept swarming over our bases all these years, and we could not catch up to them. We have no idea who they are, what they want. And then they can just leave it there. But then again, we've had so many whistleblowers come forth in the past century who've talked about so many secret government programs where they've even been building replica or reverse engineered craft and using them for whatever purposes they felt like they could use them for. And so you don't know who to believe anymore. You just don't know. No. And then we have these so-called experiencers. It's funny how they're branding terms for every one of these things. It's amazing. Which should make it even more doubtful, So we have these so-called experiencers that say they're in direct contact with aliens. And this is how things stand, and so on and so forth. And they make these videos and they organize these events, and you look at some of the prices some of them charge for attendance at their events, and you go, oh, I see. So there's clearly some motivation here to keep this kind of thing going. And it all sounds so good. It's presented so nicely, very much along the lines of the fairy tales that we heard as children. There's the good guys, there's the bad guys. Oh, they're fighting, and the good guys are going to win, and we're going to be protected. We've been protected, and I think most of us fall into the same boat as people. We have not had any interaction with aliens, and we haven't been on any craft. We haven't had any interaction with alien technology, and we have no first-hand knowledge or proof of any of these things. And because we don't, we have to be very, very careful about what we buy into. So many people are now holding their hopes high because of this supposed clause that Trump signed into law when he was still in office that forces disclosure this month. And matter of fact, we've been having disclosure dripping through FOIA requests throughout the past decades. And you can see right in those documents that were released, even though some of them are heavily censored, some of them not so much, you can see that there have been sighting after sighting after sighting after sighting. So I don't know what we're going to see new, really. I don't. So I think that those people who are putting too much hope into this disclosure thing are going to be disappointed. Just like they've been disappointed by Trump in the past, again and again and again. Because I appreciate some of the things he did and his candidness in the way he talked about some things. I think he's just controlled opposition. I don't think he's the savior that anyone's looking for. I think that's been amply proven until now. But hey, if I'm wrong, prove me wrong, show me. And that should be your attitude as well. Because I've had enough of the fucking teasing, of the alluding, of the veiled referencing, of the fucking Q posts, of the patriot shit, of the MAGA hats, of all of that stupid nonsense. I've had enough of that. Yeah. A lot of it seemed so fake from the get-go, but you wanted to believe in it just a little bit, so you had a bit of hope. But, yeah. I've had enough of that shit. So, yeah, perhaps I'm overly cynical, but I think that should be the healthiest attitude, and that is the healthiest attitude to have in these days. Overly cynical. Believe in nothing till you have ample visual proof in your hands. First-hand knowledge. That's when you can believe. And even then you should doubt your senses a little bit. So, yeah, that's my take on aliens. Make of it what you will. But I'm making this video because I don't want you to fall prey to some nonsense, to some BS. Because clearly we've had some sorts of visitations for the past century, if not more. If you look through newspaper accounts from the 1800s, you'll see sighting after sighting after sighting of strange flying craft in the skies. Craft that appeared, disappeared, moved fast, and so on and so forth. And even I, over the past year or two, I've been seeing crafts in the sky, or what appeared to be crafts, but very, very high altitude stuff. Just crafts that were moving very fast across the whole sky, or they were moving like this and then disappearing and appearing on the same path or the same trajectory, like quite a bit of distance apart. Or crafts that were moving like this and maybe like disappearing along the way, just sort of appearing and reappearing randomly, or what seemed to me like randomness. Craft that appeared to be like shooting meteors across the sky, where they would just fall, disappear, but then they would reappear. They would fall, disappear, and then reappear, and then go on or just move very fast. So I've seen flashing lights on crafts, but not the flashing lights that you see on typical aircraft, right? Where you have them on both wings and they go like this, and one of them is yellow, one of them is red. Those colors are very typical, and the flashing that is very typical of Earth-made crafts flying in the sky. Now this is strange flashing, but they were so far high up, such high altitude flying that you're not sure what it really is, And at some point you get fed up with it. You go, okay, fine. You're doing all this shit up there. Why don't you come down? Every once in a while it would be nice for you to come down and show your face. I mean, I don't like this teasing from high above, this hide and seek game, or they go, peekaboo, here we are, peekaboo, here we are. No, we're not. This is like a friggin' flasher. It's just like a flasher, he's like 100 yards away or 200 yards away, and he goes, woohoo, and then he runs away. And you're like, was that a flasher? Did this guy just flash me? You don't know, you're not sure, it's too far away. So it's, I've had enough of this teasing. I don't get it. If there's such highly advanced civilizations, what is the point of this hide and seek game that they're playing with us? This peekaboo, what is it? It makes no sense to me. If there are these shy people that just want to go play peekaboo in the sky, it's pointless to me as a human being. It's like, what the hell is the point? If you want to get a meaningful interaction going, what you do is you get the hell down, get out, shake my hand or say hello and start a conversation. That's how you start a meaningful interaction between humans, right? You talk, you show your face. But they don't do that, do they? They show themselves to certain people, and it's always some of the weirdest people around. It's just odd people, or people who tend to then turn around and make lots of money from their supposed experience. So, yeah, I don't know what to think. Are there really bad aliens that have been on Earth, working in secret with the governments, like a lot of people say? I don't know. I haven't seen them. Are there good aliens? Sure, there are good aliens in the universe. There gotta be good aliens in the universe somewhere. So there must be bad aliens as well, because it's a given, I guess, with so many alien races. But have they been on Earth? Is that the narrative? Is that the narrative that we're going to be presented? I don't know. Beats me. I've had enough of this shit, really. I've had enough of it. I'm so tired of all this nonsense. This useless fucking making up of stories or telling of supposed stories, and yeah. Maybe there have been no aliens at all, that have interacted with humans so far. Maybe all of the shit that's been going on Earth is human-made, right? Because it's entirely plausible and quite likely the scenario that people got to be so fucked up, so corrupted by power, so willing to do anything to keep their power, that they engaged in all sorts of occult and magical practices with weird sacrifices and strange rituals and criminal behaviors and misguided and stupid efforts to try to hold on to that power or to increase it or to increase their wealth. That seems to be the more plausible scenario to me rather than, oh, we had a bunch of aliens who were influencing the humans, who in turn were preying on other humans, and all of this other nonsense that I've been hearing. Yeah, I don't know. You know, because you contact some of these influencers, right? And you ask them, hey, put me in touch. I'd like to book a private session, right, to talk to these so-called aliens. How much would it cost me? And that's when they flake out all of a sudden. They go, no more private sessions. Very busy now, can't do it. Yeah, so, you know, and I was willing to spend money out of my own pocket to find out. But when you do it, when you ask them, that's when you realize it's just a put on, it's just a game, it's just stories that they tell people. Maybe they're trying to encourage them. Maybe they're trying to take their minds off of what's going on in the world. Maybe they're just trying to make money. Any way you look at it, it's not right of them to mislead people, to tell people lies, to make up stories. So, yeah, I don't know what to think anymore. I don't have a lot of hopes for this disclosure, supposed disclosure. I think a lot of musty old documents from the archives are going to get trotted out, and the mainstream media is going to make what they will of it. And that's going to be that. And if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Provide me with first-hand information, first-hand knowledge, first-hand proof. I want to see and feel with my own eyes. Show me. Show me the scars on the hands, as the old story goes. I want to see the stigmata. Otherwise, fuck off. So yeah, that's my attitude. And I think that should be your attitude as well. Because it's high time we got some truth. In just about every aspect of our lives, not just this E.T. fairy tale. Every aspect of our lives on earth deserves some truth. Some proper light and proper truth. What is the truth? You know, what is it? In everything. And I know it's difficult to bear for a lot of people, but living in the truth, living in transparency is so much better than living in lies. And living in the darkness, you know. Going around like this, feeling your way around, not knowing where the fuck to turn, like where's the direction that I'm supposed to be going, where is it? Yeah, we've had enough of that. I want the truth. So, that's that. Not very hopeful in terms of message, I'm sorry, but I'm a little burned out on the ET shit. Yeah, I think there's a lot of bullshit floating around, and I've had enough of that, so. Yeah, well, till next time, thanks for watching.